meantime, we want to turn to weather impacts, but because, of course, we're keeping an eye on the very latest with Hurricane Erin. We know that this is causing some evacuations and a state of emergency for particularly our coastal areas. So we want to bring in weather impact meteorologist Bekah Birdsall to talk more about what we're seeing and what it's looking like. So I guess run us through the very latest with Erin and what sort of concerns we may or may not have for our area.
The main concerns are really going to be along the coast. Beach erosion, rip current impacts, and tidal flooding all going to be expected, which is why we do have tropical storm warnings out for portions of the Outer Banks. For tropical storm force winds expected, that's 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and greater. We're also expecting some of those large breaking waves to be from 7 to 12 feet in the surf zone, with the potential for that coastal flood warning that is in effect for 2 to 3 feet of water above ground level. So what we're worried about really as we head into the next several days is this could cause quite a bit of coastal flooding, especially out over towards the Outer Banks, because they are going to be closest in proximity to this storm, about 200 miles away from the center of it, especially going into Thursday. That could result in a lot of property damage. So what we can expect really going into this late Wednesday and all day Thursday. Latest track of Hurricane Erin now. This is the 2 p.m. advisory. Winds have weakened down a bit. Sustained max at about 105 miles per hour, and it's moving north-northwest at about 10, still about 630 miles southwest of Bermuda. So this continues to track up to the north. That latest forecast track showing it will remain off the coast, brushing some of those outer rain bands with coastal Carolinas, but the center of that storm going to be well offshore and closest in proximity between Wednesday and Thursday before steering off to sea as we approach your Friday. Now, the winds are going to create some massive swells, and wave heights could be anywhere from 7 to 12 feet, like I mentioned, again, especially over towards the Outer Banks. And this is going to cause just a nightmare in terms of rip current risks as well, with pretty much the entire coast from Florida all the way up to the Northeast encompassed under some sort of moderate to high risk. So for today, alongside coastal Carolinas between both north and south, high between today all the way through Friday. Will start to recover a little bit towards the weekend, but a few locations, especially over towards the Outer Banks, actually have a double red flag waving at the beach. That means the beach is closed. We also got reports of about 60 people that were rescued from Wrightsville Beach because of these dangerous swimming conditions. So while yes, this can certainly disrupt vacation, maybe your last vacation before summer starts, but swimming is definitely discouraged going into this week. Maybe just want to hit the pool instead. So futurecast winds, again, the wind radius of Erin is going to be massive. You can see it extends out into the coast, sometimes with those winds gusting upwards of 40 miles per hour at times, again, especially alongside Cape Hatteras all the way up towards Virginia Beach. You'll notice those winds going upwards of 35 miles per hour and over 40 at times, especially from Thursday morning through Thursday night. By the time this starts to pull out Friday and into the weekend, again, those winds do start to calm down as well. In addition to Hurricane Erin, of course, we're starting to enter into the peak month of hurricane season, and we've got 2 tropical waves directly behind Hurricane Erin that we are watching for tropical cyclone development. So yes, we are keeping an eye on Hurricane Erin, but we are also keeping an eye on several other tropical waves out there that we will continue to monitor throughout the week. Outside now, it's warm, but it's not really hot. Upper 70s to lower 80s, thanks to all that cloud cover that we've had for today. We'll mix in some sunshine with it over the next couple of hours with high temperatures, mainly in the middle 80s for today. Should overall be a nice evening as well, with relatively slim rain chances going into the evening. For tomorrow, we'll introduce a couple of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms, especially north of I-40. That is mainly up towards the high country from the mountains and foothills. We'll do it all again for Thursday as well, potentially with more scattered activity, especially across the greater Charlotte area. So temperatures as we head over the next couple of days will remain in the upper 80s to lower 90s. But Friday, when our cold front starts to approach, going to bring us more clouds, a couple of rain chances with high temperatures dropping into the lower 80s. But you'll really feel that difference heading into this weekend. Highs remaining in the lower to middle 80s as rain chances start to increase. But really, this time next next week, I think we are all looking forward to a drop in humidity and cooler temperatures with highs in the lower 80s. This could be our first real feel of fall. In the meantime, going to be feeling a little bit more like summer over the next couple of days with near average temperatures. Cooling down Friday into the weekend. Should see a mix of sunshine and clouds both your Saturday and Sunday with a couple of opportunities for some showers and thunderstorms. Of course, we'll be watching for the impacts to ramp up from Hurricane Erin, especially between tomorrow and Thursday. We'll see Erin eventually steer out to sea towards the end of the work week. And cold front's going to be moving in. And I don't know about you, but I'm very much excited for fall-like weather.
I know, particularly when you said the drop in humidity,
Yes.
because that's been the real bug, I think, lately.
Absolutely agree with you on that.
Now, I do have a question. This
Yes.
is just more like curiosity factor. I mean, obviously, we're seeing most of the Erin impacts on the coast. Will this have any sort of indirect impact to us in how we're forecasting over the next few days?
Not at all.
Very interesting.
Not at all. Very
Okay.
interesting. And, you know, with a storm this far off the coast, you'd think you wouldn't have any impacts. But the fact that we're going to see the potential for storm surge over towards the Outer Banks and
Yeah.
impassable roads, it's going to be a very stark difference between our weather here in the Charlotte area and out over towards the coastal Carolinas.
Yeah, really interesting. All right. Well, hopefully everyone does stay safe. We
Yes.
appreciate all the updates. And of course, we'll have more from our weather impact team throughout the day and throughout the rest of the week. Bekah, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.